Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And today's video we are going to be doing some work on a Craftsman Pro Series snowblower. Now we are here in almost the middle of August of 2022, and while there's no snow on the ground and no snow expected for quite a while, it's still a good time to get your snowblowers in to have them serviced before the first snowstorm.
Here's the model that we are going to be working on today.
So this machine came in and the customer was stating that they were getting a lot of oil coming from the front gearbox here. And that is the reason why it is disassembled to this extent, because what I found was this wrapped around the back axle here that goes to the impeller, and it basically blew out the oil seal and it drained all the oil out of the gearbox. And when I pulled open the gearbox here, there was very little oil left inside here. And what we're going to have to do to fix it is to obviously replace the seal, and then we're going to have to refill it with the oil that is recommended for this particular gearbox and machine, and reassemble. And I told him that the belts inside here were not that bad. The drive wheel one, I could actually still see the lettering on the belt. And I said, well, while I have it apart, the belts are okay. There's still got some life left. The Auger one was a little bit more worn, but I said you can still get a little bit more time out of it. He said, nope, go ahead and change it since you have it apart this much. And that's what we're going to do today. I have a whole bunch of parts here. There's all the other pieces to it. This is actually a 3-stage where the impeller also spins those 2 little corkscrew rakes there to basically crush the snow before it gets into the impeller. And then we also have a new oil seal to go in to the auger assembly. Thankfully, there was just enough oil left inside that gearbox where it did not destroy the brass gear, and the worm gear was okay as well. And with that in mind, we're going to also do the full service tune-up, make sure the engine's all ready to go. He's actually one of the better customers. He actually drains the gas out of his snowblower every year. He did not know about the carburetor here on the bottom where you have the drain bolt. Thankfully this one has it, but I told him about that and he'll be doing that from now on. And this machine should be in good shape. Now this machine is only a few years old. It's practically brand new, but whoever had set this up, whether it was say one of the big box stores, wherever he got it from, I see that both the shoes were not set up properly here. You know, this side is very low and then this side is pushed down towards the ground, and you can see there's a lot of uneven wear on the front versus the back. Also, take a look at this. You see what's wrong with this picture? It hasn't even been used. But how are you going to adjust these drift cutters if you ever wanted to use them? What are these doing here? These are supposed to be on the outside. Yeah, so that's going to have to be fixed there. Scraper bar looks good. A little bit of rust here. I'll see if I can peel off some of that paint and just throw some spray paint on there so it doesn't rust anywhere since I have it all apart. But yeah, just some small stuff. You know, I don't think this was set up properly, so we're going to take care of that for him. And other than that, this is a pretty sizable machine. You know, with a 28 inch, it's got a pretty sizable motor, and the tires are pretty wide and knobby too. I usually see the very thin ones. That is kind of cheesy, but yeah, I think this machine, you know, just needs a little love. And obviously the major repair is the gearbox, but let's go ahead and let's get this back together. Upon closer inspection here, I've already taken off the large pulley that spins the auger and the impeller, but this is, again, a machine that's only a couple years old. But listen to this. Bearing's already noisy. This is going to have to be replaced. Well, that's a little disappointing considering the age, but hey, parts go. So we'll have to replace this as well. Here we are inside the gearbox. I've actually vacuumed out what little oil was left. And thankfully, I don't know how well you can see it, but the brass gear is in good shape. I don't see any flaking or anything like that. And this is actually a pretty decently designed gearbox. It's got the oil seals on the outside. I did press the new one in. The old one's right here, and this is just me prying it out, but it was definitely leaking from the bottom.
maybe it got bent and it was just enough to leak around here. And actually, it looks like I need to press this in just a little bit deeper. But I'm going to fill this back up with oil. Now, all the research that I was able to find, 80W90 gear oil is what we're going to use for this, and fill that up halfway, and then we'll let it sit for a while, make sure that there's no leaking, and then we'll spin it for a little bit with the drill to see if there's going to be any leaks after that. But then once I am happy with that, then we'll move on to the next repair. All right, I've added the oil back in, and I don't want to overfill it. I have it in there just high enough where the brass gear is completely submerged, and then half of the worm gear. I don't know if I should go a little bit more or not, but I think that should be more than enough oil for a low-speed gearbox like this. So I'm going to call that good and get the seal back on top, and we're all set on this part of the rebuild. Well, here's the auger assembly all put back together, and I put new shear pins on each one of these auger rakes here, and I spun this main axle without this impeller on for safety reasons, and spun it around with my drill with the bolt in there, and no leaks so far, so I'm going to leave it out of the machine since I still have to wait for that bearing. But I also put some NICs on the entire main axle here, just so if there's ever a need to take this apart again, then it won't be as difficult as it was when I had to take it apart. So paying it forward for the next tech that may wind up looking at this. In the meantime, we can keep going on with the repairs here. I've already replaced the belt for the drive wheels, and basically to get this off, this idler pulley, which is under spring tension, pulls away. You get that off, and then what you'll have to do in order to get it off this pulley, I can just bend off the belt guard a little bit to walk it off this part of the pulley, and then you could walk it off this drive disc here. Now make sure your shifter is set all the way to the highest gear so it's out of the way here. You remove this bolt to pull the drive disc away from the friction disc to give you that little bit of extra room so that you can walk this belt through underneath the drive disc, and then you can wrap it around. You might have a little bit of an issue wrapping it here, so you may want to pull this tab back a little bit, and then you should be able to get that back on pretty easily at that point. Not too bad. I put the machine back together for the moment since I have to wait a couple days for that bearing to come in, but for you guys it'll only be a few seconds. I did notice a few small things. These thumb screws were actually on the inside. I'm not sure who set this up, maybe a big box store. And also I flipped the shoes around because, as you can see, it was not being worn evenly. It looks like he might have hit something here. I'll have to straighten that out. And then I handled some rust here on the bottom. I'm just waiting for the paint to dry, but just some minor maintenance. And there's a dirty weld here. Just kind of goes to the quality of these things these days, but it'll get it all cleaned up and fixed. So let's get that bearing. Hey guys, all right, we're here about a week later. I had to wait a while for that part, specifically this bearing, to come in. This is the old one, and it's definitely worn. You can hear the noise, so I replaced it, and it's only held in by 2 bolts there, as I showed previously in the video. I just put all this back together. I do apologize I didn't get it on camera, but it's pretty straightforward. There's 2 bolts on this side, 2 bolts on that side. Obviously you would have to take the chute off, and the whole machine splits in half. I kept this assembly outside of the machine for the whole week, and it's been filled up with oil. Thankfully no leaks on the ground, so I'm going to call that good. I also fixed the rust, I don't know if you can see it in there, for him with some Rust-Oleum, just a little extra there for the customer. But flip these back around, make sure they're set properly if you ever needed to use the drift cutters. We also changed out the belts here. You can see the new belts with the labels on it, and these really didn't need to be changed, but he wanted them changed anyway. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put some Trufuel in, that ethanol-free stuff. Since it is currently 91 degrees with about 60% humidity, I'm pretty much sweating here, but it's the best time to be working on these things because
I would definitely expect in the next month or so, I'm going to be getting a lot of these coming in the shop. So let's get some fuel in there and fire it up and see how it runs. Also, one more quick note. I did replace the spark plug as part of the full service. And what did I find in there? The cheap Torch spark plugs. I replaced it with the NGK RN9YC is the equivalent. Definitely don't use any of those Torch spark plugs. I've had nothing but trouble with them. NGK or Champion is the way to go.
Works like it should. Alright, he's all set for winter.
Well guys, I'm going to end the video here. We've changed out a lot of these parts, plus done the tune-up and full service to the machine, some new 5W30 oil. These belts I'm going to give back to the customer just because they still have some life left on them, but he wanted them changed anyway. And then obviously we replaced a problematic Torch spark plug here, and the bearing, and then the oil seal. A little bit of work to get to those, but it was well worth it. You know, the machine's running great, and on to the next project. Got 2 more snowblowers I'm working on. Be on the lookout for some videos on those. Till the next time, guys, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Take care.